Hello, it's Debbie from Australia. I'm here today with a very late June 2024 video. Take 5, 6, can't remember. Got a lot of stitching done in June. July has been a shocker. Anyway, I'll be back in hospital for 3.5 weeks. Instead of coming in, well, like I said, I'd be in 2 weeks to do my June video. After working all day, going to the hospital for, well, as long as I could, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 hours to sit with him. Quite often I'd come home, have tea, and then find myself asleep in the chair fairly late at night. So get up, do the quick tidy up and go to bed. It was just part of it. July's been right off. Anyway, in June, I had 2 starts, 1 finish, and I managed 24,352 stitches. I worked on 7 projects. That includes the start and finishes. And for the record, it is 1:38 a.m. on the 28th of July. So I'm running very late. Anyway, we'll get on to this. This should be very quick because there's not a lot of finishes. So we'll get started. My finish for this month was Mario Christmas. I started this for my grandson's playroom, my 2 grandsons' playroom, done on 18 count Aida. Very cute. I was worried about those top 2 Marios, but I checked with my son, who's been a Mario player for many years, and he said they're probably indicative of what they were when they originally came out, so leave them and the rest of the more current looking characters. I started this on the 9th of October 23 and finished on the 11th of June 24, and it's from Choco, CocoStitch on Etsy. And the details are always below. Let me check. Okay. Before and after. And I thought I had also had one against the finish, but it wasn't really necessary, let's face it, because it's a finished project. Okay, now seeing what the next stitch was, the 2 starts will be slightly out of alphabetical order, or probably do me head in, but not to worry. I tried so hard not to start the Lola Crow, the Deadly Aquariums, the Sal. I really tried hard. I don't know why. I mean, I haven't finished the Haunted Library, but I do enjoy it. I kept everything up to date for the Greenhouse of Oddities, and then this one came. The minute I saw the frame, I should have gave in. Kelly kept telling me to. The animal instinct kept telling me to. But, as I said on my, I think it was Facebook update, resistance was futile. Anyway, why I got a lot of stitches done. This was my first attempt. Yes, I love the fabric. I was very disappointed. But this is 28 count Ocean Fancy from Silk Weavers. I'll use it for something else. But there's a mistake about here. And when I found it, it was a Friday night late, and I thought, that's just not on. And then I thought to myself, the best thing I could do was go looking at 40 counts so I could frame the plants and the animals, the fish together. So you'll see in a minute, I'll put that one away, you'll see in a minute, actually I can pull that up while I'm chatting. This is where I was up to at the end of June. I came through, I started it when The third one had dropped. So the frame, then you had the chest, and there's plants above the chest, and then the coral, I think. So I think that was the third drop of the pattern. This is being done on 40 count silver springs. I started it on the 14th of June, and I did something like 5,000 stitches, 5,295. That's on the one you're looking at. That doesn't count the stitches that I actually had to sort of forfeit on the other fabric, but such is life. I'm happy with that one. I actually caught up. I have caught up. The 9th pattern was released early this morning our time, and we've got 2 weeks to do it, because with Lola every month or so she gives you an extra week to do catch up. So you'll see more on that this time. I'll do my absolute best to get my video done either the weekend, next weekend, or during that week, simply because Stitch in Time is suffering and I can't allow it to suffer. Anyway, let's go on. My other new start for June is probably going to be a bit difficult to see. This is a very old pattern. I got this, I got it when Makery in Canberra opened, but this is a 1997 pattern from the Workbasket, and it's called God's Critters. Now look at that, look at that, look at that bloomin' squirrel up the top there. He's a bit manic, but I've always loved this, and I don't know, I just decided that's it. I'm going to start it. I'm doing this on 40 count harvest from Daisy Chain in Australia, and I started this on the 1st of June, and I love my crazy little squirrel. There's another squirrel down the bottom, and I could have just merrily keep going on this. I really liked it, and it isn't crooked, it's just the fabric's a bit twisted in the thing, but I mean it is really lovely. And again, walked in because I've got the threads from the clubs. I had all the threads I needed, and I could have easily finished it, but I wanted to sort of spread it out. But isn't that just fantastic? I simply love it. There is a companion. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a companion, but whether I actually get my hands on it, I don't know yet. Oh, sorry, mate, I woke you. There's a close-up. I really love this pattern. I don't know, it just is a crazy pattern, and I just found it really enjoyable. The companion piece, I believe, has flowers on it. Anyway, those my 2 starts and finish. Now we're on to my challenge for this year. Get the top row finished. This is Stitch in Time by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth, and I am working on that top row, and I am hoping to get it finished this year. That's what you can see so far in the Q snap, and that's where I'm working. So you can see that lady coming, and you can see I have finished in the brown so far to the end of the page. So I'm trying to sort of go in there. You'll see when you see the comparison why there's so many gaps in there, but you can see the lady starting to come together. I think I haven't written down how many I did in June. I've got my book right here. Let's have a look. June for Stitch in Time, I made up what I was left over, 6,346 stitches. before and after on the segment I'm working on. So you can see, oh, I've got a fair bit of stitching done. You can see this table, you can see her coming, the window, and I've gone across, like I said, at the top and bottom shelf to get it to the edge. So as I'm finishing the top of that section and the bottom of that section on the shelves, I'm taking that colour as far as I can to the end of the page. And the next one is comparing it to there's a fair bit to go, but when you look at the purples and a lot of the pinks, I'm hoping I can get that done. That's where I'm up to. And again, you know, with the golds, there's a lot of the same colour, so I'm afraid I've only got 28, 29, 30, 31. I only got 4 days this month, so I'm going to have to put my head down and stop falling asleep in the chair and get the stitching going for the month. Just move it across. The next whip I worked on was the Australian Quaker flag by Vivsters or Vivian Powers. This is one I loved, and as soon as I saw it, I had to go and get it. I've actually completed the Union Jack portion of the flag. That's completely done. So now my next thought is to do the rest of the squares, and then start working the blue. This is being done on 22 count Hardanger. I started on the 24th of October 2023. And though that's a pale grey, and now I'm shaking, there we go. You can still see it. So that was very enjoyable to do. Very enjoyable. Second last whip to show you today is B. Oh, wait a minute. Losing it. Before and after. I did have to do some unpulling. I didn't show it to you in May because where the grey was in the unfinished section where it's just got the stroke of the red, I merrily started the blue right up against the red cross and at the retreat, so I had to pull all that out and then start all that again. And compared to the finished project, I've got a lot of blue, but just I try and do a diamond at a time. I try and finish the diamonds as I go. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, it is a favourite. Now, the B by Lorna, Laine, charted by Gecko, Rouge. I love this. Saw it on Animal Instincts channel and just had to get it. I have been working solely on the bottom half, trying to fill in as many gaps as I can. I started this on the 16th of the 4th, 2020. It's quite shocking I've left it this late. So I'm trying to fill in and get that bottom section done, and then there's a lot smaller section up the top to go. It's been done on 20 count Aida. There's before and after. You can see I did a lot of the black. I'm trying to work from my left across to the right and get as many stitches as I can. You've got no idea how many different colours are in there. And I do try to colour complete in the whole section. Then I've got compared to the original, you can see there's still a lot of the blue There's a lot to do, but I'll get there. I'll get there. It's just amazing. Okay. Now, the next one. Now, this one's very funny. This is the 2019 Mirabilia Mask. I worked on this in June, didn't record it, can't work out when I did it, but I've done a lot of work on it. It was in the pile for June. It's being done on 16 count lilac, which is a beautiful dark purple. Again, with purple, it's going to show you as a pale, but it is darker. That is completed. All the cross stitches completed. There is just a lot of beading to go before and after. The before's the closer colour to the purple, and compared to the original, so you can see there's a lot of beads. A lot of beads to go. I probably should have done it on a lighter fabric, but too late now. Too late now. So they're the 7 projects I worked on. I have got some purchase to show you. Got some nice patterns I bought. Couldn't help myself. Now, I can't say the French name, so I have actually done a Google translation, and I'm hoping they're right. This one's, I think they all might be from Jardin Privé. And this is called In My Garden. Look, it is a multi-sided, almost, well, it's not a biscornu, but done, stitched the same as a biscornu. This one is called To Be or Not To Be. I didn't have to worry about this one pronunciation at all, from Jardin Privé. So it was very cute. This one, the Google wasn't really sure what it was called, but I settled on the version that said Over the Birdhouses. Look, and isn't that the cutest thing? It was very hard not to start that one. Then one that's been around for a while. Doesn't appear to be a date on it, but it's Lady Halloween. But Lady Halloween. I've got some socks for you I want to use for this big time. Again, it was hard not to start her. Then last month I showed you my finish on Barbarana Designs. These last two are from Barbarana actually. And I said on the bottom half of the fabric I want to do a grey-headed lady, like before and after, young and old with me. And I found Dreaming Miss Claus from Barbarana. So I'm going to do her, so I've got an old and a, that's what it's going to represent anyway, the old and the new. Now I'm pretty sure that is meant to be on the same fabric, but even if it's not, it's going to look great. And while I was there, I couldn't help this one. This is Dreaming of Van Gogh from Barbarana Designs. Not that I need it anymore, but you know, such is life. I also, I believe it was Zane's birthday from Ginger Stitch AU in June, so he had a special on his needle minders. I love this bee one. I've already got two and I couldn't help it because you slide the needle behind the bee, and I just love that, and I've wanted the stitcher for a while, and the last time I went to place the order there wasn't there. So that's from Ginger Stitch AU on Etsy with Hussein and Teddy. They're lovely strong magnets, and They'll go to good use. They'll go to good use. Now, Anne knows I've done this. Anne knows. Anne Hooks, HOOKES on Instagram. Yes, I'm on a diet. But as you can probably tell, I'm not good at following diets. This is called At Last. Now again, that blue that you can see the majority of is actually the highlighted blue in the modelling, and the rest of it's purple. It is 40 count. It is 40 count linen. Let's have a look. 40 count linen. It's not going to help. I will do a video in the daylight one time and just see if it makes a difference. And I've got a Mirabilia little one called Blue Velvet. I really would like to start on that one. And that was the fabric she used to do ages ago. And she did a run of it and I couldn't help myself. Now, all I've got left are the threads from A Stitch in Time. She currently has Gentle Art. This is A Stitch in Time down in Hobart. Gentle Arts, Weeks Dye Works, Classics Colour Works, Cottage Garden Threads, and the silks, which I cannot pronounce. But she is starting Cannon Water Lilies and Cascade House Silks. I am very tempted on the Cannon Water Lilies, but I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, this is my second last lot of classic colourworks. Colours are as they show. I've already received the final 7, I think, and that will be finished. And then I believe we're only up to salt glaze. So we've got quite a few Weeks Dye Works. Weeks Dye Works to go. Look at that red. So I'll be down to one club, so I've just got to try and behave myself. I've got a lot of Cannon Water Lilies. They're used in mirrors, so I have got a few of them, but I do like looking at all the threads there. Anyway, I haven't put June's total in here. I can't tell you where I'm up to on A Stitch in Time. I'll fix it up next month. I hope you all had a good June. I hope you're all having a nice July. It has actually been a really cold winter this year. We've been lucky in the past few years, but it's really hit us with a bit of a vengeance every now and then. Like I said, I will have an earlier video because I really want to get on to A Stitch in Time. But it's really hard when you've got all these other projects that you want to get going. I don't know how many I've stitched in July. Probably a lot, probably similar to this because I spent a lot of time catching up on the Deadly Sow. And I've got 4 days to try and do about 5,000 stitches on A Stitch in Time. Not to get behind on that one again. All the details will be below as usual. Take care. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you next month. Thank you.